Hello, and welcome to my 100 subscriber special. I saw that I hit 100 subscribers pretty recently, and I wanted to do something special to celebrate. So, what I'm going to do is take a look at the 3 Elises that have pretty much made this channel, and go through all of the fodder that I've given them. I don't want you guys to have to suffer listening to my voice for too long, so I'm going to just start right away with the order that the Elises came out in. I would have gone in the order that I got the Elises, which was Summer, Hostile Springs, and then the OG Elise, but that's kind of confusing. If you watched my channel for a while, you'll remember that in my earlier videos, I did not have OG Elise because in my bright ideas, when playing the game a bit more casually, it was, oh, Elise is a pretty popular character. She'll get plenty of reruns because I was looking at her Bound Hero Battle banner with Leo, and I wanted to get Myrrh from the legendary Hector banner at the time, and obviously, I skipped Elise, so not only did Elise not come back for over 7 months, because it was 7 months later that they announced the 4-star demotion, and she happened to be in the last lineup, I also didn't get Myrrh at that time, so summon for your favorite characters when they show up. But to not ramble on too much longer, let's just look at the skills. Of course, Elise has every staff in the 4-star, 3-star pool. I had her on Pain Plus for the longest time, because you can never go wrong with Pain Plus and Savage Blow. Afterwards, I put her on Joyous Lantern because it was a nice way to buff up the other Elises if I were to give them all the same attack stat, which was not too hard. After that, I kind of kept her on that consistently until Palm Staff came out, because Palm Staff is pretty much the best offensive staff you can get. I do wish it gave minus resistance, but minus attack is a bit better for giving her some more defenses if she needs those, which she definitely needs those. None of the Elises can take a hit to save their lives, so definitely do like the minus attack in that sense. Ever since her PRF staff came out, I really haven't given her too many new staves. I did just recently give her Serpentine staff, because how can you say no to Fatal Smoke in a staff? You can't. So she does have that. I'm playing around with that for a bit now, but Elisa's staff, I'm actually very happy with the Refine. It's similar to Palm Staff. It gives you 4 debuffs instead of 3, and it also gives it to your allies. So sometimes in the Elise emblem clears, you'll see that I move Elise, and then I have one of the other Elises get a kill, because now they're able to get it thanks to the debuff. But I do wish that it was in both phases. That is my only critique with Elisa's staff, is that it's only in player phase. I do wish that it would give her a little bit of tank potential, but it's pretty good for what it is. So looking at the healing skills, all of them that are in the 3-star, 4-star pool I have. I do have Rescue, but I unfortunately do not have the other 2 positional healing skills. I would like to get them at some point. Probably not anytime soon. I know Nudge is on a banner right now. I would like Return, honestly, the most, because, you know, Reposition is pretty much the most useful of those skills, but Rescue is fine. I'm happy to have at least one of them. As for these healing skills, these healing buffing skills, I'm pretty sure Elise has all of them. I'm not sure if we have a Defres healing skill in the game yet, because clearly if we had one, Elise would have it, so I don't know what that's about, but if we, whenever that comes out, if we have it, if we don't have it, I'll probably give it to her just in case, even though most of my clears, I actually just use Miracle, because again, really cannot be taking too many hits with the Elises. She can kind of deal with magic, but defense is not it. Also, she has next to no HP to speak of. Really hoping that the 4th Elise, whenever Intelligent Assistance finally gets on that it is not only blue, but also that she has some sort of defense. Please, Intelligent Systems, please. But now for the fun skills, the A skills, the B skills, and the C skills. So the first tier 4 skill that we have on the list is Brazen Attack Speed 4. I think I have used this in all of one clear, and I believe it was the Ramimond Abyssal map, which that has the most views on my channel. I have absolutely no idea why that video has so many views. I don't know if it was like posted somewhere and I've never seen it. I just don't know if it was popular in the algorithm, because I didn't post it to Reddit or anything, but thank you for watching that video. I'm really happy with that one. I was debuting Resplendent Sophia in that one, so maybe that's why. Maybe people were searching up Resplendent Sophia, and that was why I got so many views, because that was a really popular Resplendent back then. But off topic, back on topic, I haven't used this skill too much, but I have it just in case I need it. Close counter, I have, close counter, Savage Blow again with the pain. Attack Speed Bond 4, I don't use it too often these days. I used to run it a lot when it was my only tier 4 skill, but these days I find that Elise is solo more often than they're closed up together, so either one of those options, I have them both. Attack speed push 4. I wanted this skill for the absolute longest for Elise, but I could never free pull or just luck into a Brave Camilla when she was the only unit that had this skill. I still have never summoned a Brave Camilla, so I honestly don't remember which unit I took this from, but it's fine because she has it now. It was probably a Bernadette or something. Regardless, I have it now. But usually you see her running attack speed solo 4. It's just the easier skill to use with clears these days because she just often takes the first hit, goes in on her own, and just does that damage by herself. So, taking a look at the B skills now, nothing crazy. There are not a whole lot of B skills in this game for healers especially. I've got Vantage, Wings of Mercy, Desperation. I don't know that most people know that healers can even get Desperation, but they can, and I just think that's really funny. I think I've used it once in a clear before. Maybe just like in an Infernal map, but they can use those. A couple of chills, not too many. All of the breaker skills that she is able to learn, I have those. Both Wrathful Staff and Dazzling Staff. So when you are saving skills to fodder onto your favorite character, of course, if those units are staves, you're going to get Wrathful and Dazzling both eventually. So that is what I have here, and I understand that a lot of people were very upset that they could not refine Elise for Elise's staff because it gives Wrathful, and they had foddered Wrathful to her, so they didn't have Dazzling. But, you know, you just gotta be a bigger Elise fan. You gotta give her both. So these two lulls. So the second lull, Speed Defense, is not something that she can actually really use. I purchased the New Year Leaf Pack when that came out, just to give Elise attack speed solo 3, because at the time that was the only one we had. We didn't have 4 at the time, and I wanted her to have it. And she also had low speed on her, and I was like, well, I mean, I can grab it, why not? I used it for one clear when I needed to lull a speed stat. The defense didn't really matter, I literally just needed to lull the speed. But I also have low attack speed on her. I think I needed that for a clear as well, otherwise she really wouldn't have it. I probably would have given it to one of the other releases, because she usually runs Dazzling or Wrathful, so yeah, I clearly needed that for a clear at some point. C-slot, again, nothing too crazy in the C-slot. She has just some buffing skills, usually some skills to help the other releases do a little bit more damage. Maybe buff the other cavalry release. And she's got some tactics, which, now that we have Ninja Corin that sometimes joins in on the clears, tactics is not too useful anymore. I'm hoping that the last real Elise is not a horse. Please be a flyer or something, Intelligent Systems, please. But in either case, I don't really need to worry about that because I have Odd Recovery. And of course I would like to give her Even Recovery at some point. Again, I know it's on a banner right now, but probably not going to go for it at the moment. But this is the skill that I pretty much use for the clears right now. It's just so useful. Getting rid of penalties on everyone nearby her and healing them up means that I don't have to worry about running a skill like Soul on them. I can run a skill that actually does a bit more damage. It's not like Aether and has to take a while to charge. So very, very happy with this skill that they've just added into the game. There have been times that I've needed even recovery and not been able to just use it because I don't have it yet. But hopefully one of these days I will be able to give it to her. And Staff Valor. As for any skills I'd like to give her, I guess at some point I'd like to give her low attack res, or maybe low speed res if she just needs those for a clear, and probably attack speed catch. I'd like to give her that as well. So that is everything for the first Elise, and now let's move on to the second Elise, which is Summer Elise. She's only +2. I am not very lucky in trying to get copies for her. I've summoned maybe 3 or 4 Xanders in trying to get her. The first time I pulled on that banner, I did get Elise, and I did get me Xander, so that was lucky. But whenever I try to get more copies, I tend to get Xander, so I haven't pulled for her very often. The last couple of banners, I've dabbled in there a bit, but I haven't gotten too many copies. I do hope that they'll either put her up for the Seasonal Divine Code at some point, or just eventually, like, somehow demote 4 stars, or just make it easier to get them. Maybe put them in the grill shop for a limited period of time. That would be nice. But again, continuing on, because I'm dragging this video out a bit. So she has, I believe, every green tome from the normal 3-star, 4-star pool. Grand Fox is a tome that I wanted to give her for the longest time, but it didn't exist, so I'm happy that she has it now. But it seems like as soon as they gave us Grand Fox, they also started giving us actual good skills, like Amity Blooms, which is pretty much the go-to weapon I use for her. Amity Blooms is a great weapon with its in-combat debuff and healing. Again, it is just so hard to keep the Elises healthy because they have no HP, they have no defenses. So anything that can heal them up during combat and keep them alive is very appreciated. And very recently we got the Snow Glow Plus, which is a Unity skill. I don't actually have any Unity skills naturally on the Elises, so this is nice. Again, I would like if it was speed. The Elises could really use more speed. You know, power creep is happening in the game, and it would be nice if I could make them a little bit faster, but we have what we have. She's got all the normal positioning skills, a couple of rallies. She comes with this one. I used this one. I remember giving this to her for, I think it was Abyssal Thrasier. I think I needed to rally. I don't remember which character I needed to rally, but I remember that was the map that I needed this skill for. Other than that, I don't think I have any other, like, I don't have, like, Harsh Command Plus or anything like that on the Elises. I've never really needed them yet, so I have not given it to them yet. Regular healing skills like this, or specials. She does have Aether. I don't roll it too often, but, you know, it's just there in case I do need it. Nothing too crazy here. I don't really use AoEs on her all that often, but they're there if I need them. And now for the fun skills. No Fury 4 yet, but I do have Life and Death 4. I've got Mirror Impact. I took that from the Levitain manual that was given away. Close Counter, of course. Blade Tomes Close Counter, very popular back in the day. I don't run it on her too often these days, but it's there. Attack Speed Push 4, I also have it on her, and I also have Attack Speed Solo 4 on her. I typically run, I think for this list, I actually typically run, like, Life and Death 4 on her. Or Mirror Impact. I think Mirror Impact. I have so many skills on these things, man. I have no idea which one I run most often, but she has both of these in case I need them. Again, nothing too crazy for the B skills. Some chills. I like to mix and match the chills on the Elises just so that they have a little bit more variety. All the breakers that she's able to get, I have had to use these very often in clears, and it was very frustrating because for the longest time I did not have this right here. I have had so many clears where there were two skills. There were these just Wary Fighter armors, and one of them had Lance Breaker and one of them had Axe Breaker, and I had to kill them in one round, but I couldn't. And it would have been so helpful if I had no follow-up, but at the time I just didn't have it, so I would use Lance Breaker and do my best with whatever else was on the map, and just had to make it work. So now, fortunately, I do have no follow-up if I ever need it, but I ironically don't run it all that often. I just don't find that I need it too often these days in clears, but I also have it. I have Special Spiral. I've used that a couple of times. I typically use low attack res these days because just any way to debuff is helpful for the Elises in terms of power creep. Again, this Elise is not plus 10, so she needs all the debuffing she can get. I just recently gave her low attack speed for the legendary female Byleth Abyssal map, which at the end of the day she turned out not to need because I ended up figuring out a way to nuke legendary female Byleth. So I kind of gave her this for no reason, unfortunate, but it is what it is for the Elises. Sometimes you gotta die for the Elises to win. And C slots, nothing special here. I don't have any tier 4s except for Joint Drive Res, which I took from Marianne when I took the lull from her. And we've got some tactics here. And Pulse Smoke is what I typically run on Elise here, because there have been so many clears where I haven't even noticed that a special was ready because I just forget that I have Pulse Smoke on Elise sometimes. And the special's just gone by the time I realize it. And here's Green Tone Valor. I'm pretty sure she comes with that. Okay, sure. That's a fun build. And finally, Hostile Springs Elise. So when Hostile Springs Elise came out, I was happy because it had been so long since she had gotten a ult, but I was a bit disappointed that she was another cavalry unit and everyone else on that banner was a flyer. I was like, why is Elise the only one that's not a flyer? It made me so mad at the time. I was like, just why? But these days, I guess I'm a bit happy that she has that extra range. I have lucked into so many copies of her. You see that +5 right there. I want to get another copy on the banner right now, but I'm going to wait for the anniversary news before I do any of that. But let's just get into the skills. And again, everything that's in the normal pool, she's got it. She might not have them all refined. Like, I don't have Rogue Dagger refined yet. I don't have Rogue Dagger Plus either. But she does have Rogue Dagger. I don't really feel like I have a lack of feathers right now. I'm not giving her Rogue Dagger Plus unless she absolutely needs it, which she should not because she has so many seasonal weapons. She has Lethal Carrot. She has Starfish. She has Sky Mayogi, Dusky Chiwa, Bottle Juice, Goody Boot. I've done some Goody Boot tanking builds before. Very, very fun. Red Hot Duck's what she comes with. I just think it's a bit underwhelming. It's 7 true damage, but I often find that I like something a little bit more flashy for the clears instead. Like Pegasus Carrot is pretty much her go-to weapon because I just like that guaranteed follow-up against green armors. It's just very, very helpful with all these annoying green armors in the game. And I can use Windsweep on her. when I need that. I do that for Aether Raids. She is actually the only Elise that I currently use in Aether Raids. I used to use all of them, but these days this is the only Elise that has stood the test of time because Brave Edelgards, Legendary Edelgards, you can still find them every so often. So that's when I use this here Elise. Broadleaf Fan is a funny story. I wanted the skill extremely badly, and I was not able to get it on the original banner. And then I summoned for it on the first double special hero banners that we ever had, because Summer Lilina was on that banner. And I got 2 Picnic Florists before I finally got Summer Lilina, and I got this dagger, and funny, I really don't use it that often. But I do have it in case I need it. Minty Cane, again, another weapon that's nice for some healing. Tamari is kind of here just for a meme. I don't really know who Elise thinks she's Tamariing anytime soon, but maybe one of these days it'll come in useful. And most recently, I've given her Bone Carver. Again, it's not Fatal Smoke, but it's Savage Blow. It's kind of annoying. You can stack this up with like Poison Strike and other Savage Blows and just make it a little bit annoying. So it looks like a fun little weapon. Nothing super special here. She comes with Rally Up Attack. I took this when I took the dagger from Lilina. No Harsh Command Plus or anything. I would like to give her Lethality if I ever look into that fodder. Obviously, she doesn't have it now, but if that time ever comes, I'm definitely going to give it to her. Still no Fury 4. I really don't like Fury that much. Yeah, again, the Elites don't have that much HP to begin with. I try to keep it as high as possible. Life and Death 4, though. I do have that. Go-to skill is Swift Sparrow 3. She does have some Brazens if she needs those. Close counter, of course. Now for the C skills. I feel like I don't have all that much good fodder on her. I feel like I have a lot of good weapons on her, but not too much like A skills. So, gonna definitely have to try to work that out. Nothing too special for the B skills. I don't know why she doesn't have Escape Route 3. I guess she's not needed it yet. But again, I try to spread out the chills that I have on the Elises just in a situation where I need one on one, another one on the other one. I just try to have different ones on each of them. All the breakers that she can learn. Wind Sweep. Please demote Water Sweep. Intelligent Systems. Please demote Guard. Please demote Dull Rain. Like, please, Intelligent Systems. Please demote these skills. A couple of links. I took Ruse recently. I think it was when I took Life and Death 4 from Alayla that I got. I took the Ruse instead because may need it at some point in a clear. Haven't yet, but maybe one of these days. Low speed defense. I have a lot of low speed defense fodder for some reason. I would like to give her low attack defense at some point. And maybe low attack speed if she ever needs that in a clear. And C slot. Again, nothing really crazy for the C slots. I really just don't have a whole lot of good C slot fodder that I either want to give them or that they can just make use of in general. But, you know, again, I also have the Valor skill just in case I need to grind some other characters. Yeah, all of the elites have a Valor skill, so that's very nice and helpful. Sure, why not? So, that is the end of the video. All the fodder that I've given to the Elises. It might not be so bad as it may have appeared, because I don't use these skills all that often in every single clear, so I do like to show off just how far I've gone and how far I'm willing to go. Once we get to the 4th Elise, I am hoping that it is a blue flyer so that she can have all the color coverage. She can have most of the terrain coverage. I've always not wanted an armor Elise, but, you know, these days with save skills, you know, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. If they gave her a defensive stat, I'm very afraid that the next Elise alt is just going to be like the other ones that have either just high speed, high attack, and no defense, or maybe they'll give her some resistance, because they kind of give her resistance every so often, but not really. The Elises are really bad at taking hits, so I really, really hope that when they give us the 4th Elise that she can take a hit, but I'm not holding my breath. But anyway, thank you for watching this special, this 100 subscriber special. Please stick around if you like more content that deals with Elise Emblem, and let's hope that this is the year that the 4th Elise is finally released into the game. So thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful day.